What's up? What's up? It's your old Uncle Steve right here. I'm filling in for Sports Talk with B Watts. We want y'all to have a good time. We're here tonight. We're gonna have Greg Said It, and we're gonna also have the one and only JR Boxer. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We want y'all to sit back, relax, kick up your feet, get ready to party. What's going on, JR? It's always good to see you.
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, it's good. It's good. It's good. I'll tell you, it's cold, but it's good. It's good. I've been shoveling snow
Hmm.
for a minute, but that's all right. But we want to let everybody know hopefully everybody's safe, with the weather conditions going on right now. And we want you to sit back, and this is time to put a smile on your face, enjoy, and sit back and relax and listen to the words of wisdom from JR Boxing and Greg Said It. So that's what we come here for. You didn't come here for me. And my man B Watts, he had to get a little oil put on him tonight. He's been a cussing sailor, so they had to send him to church. So, the Lord had to get you some kind of way. They said, hey, we need you to come to the house. So I will give props to my man B Watts. He's in the house of the Lord, and he's still snitching in there. He's still listening now. Now he's supposed to be listening to the word, but he listened to the word over here too. So he's multitasking. So JR, tell us what's going on with you right now, sir, so we can get this thing started off.
Not much, Uncle C, man. Look,
It's
shout out
okay.
to you, man. Shout out to Greg Said It, man. Again, always a pleasure to be on with both of y'all gentlemen, man. Man, look, I've just been chilling, man, getting prepared for round two of the winter vortex, right? In our area, it's reports upwards of like 8 inches of snow, something like that. So we just getting prepared, man. Did a little light grocery shopping and stuff like that. And then just been relaxing, man. That's it. Prepping the house for the winter, for the second round of the winter storm. That's it, Greg. What about you, bro?
We was getting ready for a storm that didn't come, and I guess we, hoping and wishing would be like, do y'all get snow every year, or this like one of
Um,
the first times?
every other year.
We don't get snow, so our people beg for snow, then they cry when we get it. I think we had snow last year, and it froze the whole city down. They were running all across the road and running backwards and couldn't go up hills. I think that was like last year. And so when we do get the snow, you be out of school for like 3-4 days or whatever. So Atlanta's different to turn to ice, but we just cold here. It's just cold. No snow.
Well, this is your show tonight, and being your show, y'all gonna make this thing happen tonight. The only thing I'm gonna do is ask you some questions. Now, if you see a super chat in there, Mr. JR, please read that super chat if you see it. Everyone
Yeah.
else, y'all need to do the right thing by people. Hit that like, subscribe. And if you want to, you hype it up, you can do that too. So make sure also that you go to Greg Said It. Make sure you go to his site over there and click on over there. So we want to make sure everybody here is getting the like, subscribers, and everything else that they need to have, because he does an outstanding job of providing knowledge to everybody, and everybody has a different point of view. So let's get this thing started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do it this way. There's gonna be the rules of engagement. JR has left the show, but hopefully he's still with us. JR, you with us?
In the audio, it says something about.
JR, yeah, there you go. JR, how are we gonna? Oh, you can't hear? Okay, how are we
I
gonna?
smart, yo. Yeah, I
Okay,
can hear y'all now. Yeah.
okay, cool. How we're gonna do it is this one here. I'm gonna ask the question. JR, you'll go first. Greg go second, and then we'll go from there. And if you want to add on something, you have that. You can also take time to do that too. we're going to start it off first with this one here. We got a defensive coordinator, and he's out there job hunting, and which is a good thing, depending on who I'm going to ask today. So my question to you two guys, this one here. Rob Livingston's new job opportunity. Do you do you prefer him to get hired or stay on at CU? And please explain why or why not. It's you, JR.
Those boots are made for a walking, and that's what. Hey, man, look, if the man gotta go, the man gotta go, man. Uh, Look, obviously, he's looking for bigger opportunities. And what bigger platform than the NFL, right? That's the highest platform of football. So I understand him seeking greater opportunity. That may be something that's just on him, on his bucket list. So if he's searching for that opportunity, if he gets that opportunity, who would I be to say don't take it, right? Uh, Look, last year was bad, man, for Colorado. It was bad all around, man. 400 plus yards a game. It was bad all around. So I would like to see him fix what happened last year, but I'm not losing no sleep, Uncle Steve,
Yeah,
Greg. I'm not
boy.
losing no sleep if that man walk out the door. So if he walk out the door, I'm sure Coach Prime has something in place to remedy that situation quick, fast, and hurry. But I'm not losing no sleep, man. If he walk out the door, he walk out the door.
Man, I sure wish I would dare to answer that question. But praise
Oh,
the Lord. Praise
man,
the Lord.
He in the baptism.
Praise the Lord.
He in the
if you don't
baptism
turn
pool.
up,
He in the baptism pool
I
talking
can't
about.
wait.
if
Steve,
you
I
don't
can't wait to
turn to
hear.
First Corinthians and get out of here.
No, man, we're in St. John. I can't wait to hear Greg on this. I gotta go,
Look
man.
at
I don't know, man. I don't know how to say this. I don't want to be negative because he might still have to come back. It's like Jordan Cedar. You can't
Yeah, no,
talk.
go tell truth. Go
But
tell truth.
I do feel like he wants to be in the NFL. Ultimately, that's what he's showing. He's not showing you. He's not interviewing at Oklahoma State or nothing like that. Like ultimately, he wanted to get the experience to go back to the NFL. I personally don't know how I connect. Now, I find it like Pete Carroll. I see how people jump back and forth between college and NFL. Clearly, especially now, it's just different. So I don't see how people want to do both. But I think that's what he want to do. I hope that he get it. I really do, because he gonna clean house. I hope everybody, get cleaned out. I don't like to leave some of the skeletons. Get all of them out. You got rid of Shermer, and then you keep Livingston just in case. We're like, well, the thing is Shermer, but it might be Livingston. Let's just get rid of all of it. I mean, you're already keeping some positional coaches, so I think you need a go-go defense. I think you need a go-go offense, and then I hope we get a go-go defense. Some kinky defense that nobody can read. Something futuristic. I think Livingston has had his chance, really, to show what he can do. I know that first year he had some studs on the team, and it was his learning curve. But I've seen some of the same tendencies, honestly, like that lining everybody up on the D line and go, and and no second level. I seen that his first year. I've seen this second year. I have not seen positionless defense activated like we thought. Well, anybody can drop back. You got all these hybrid type players who play multiple positions. He didn't use that. And so I don't see him using it now. He don't show what he can do. So I'm not too hopeful for him to bring something unique like Marion is bringing. I'm thinking more so like the players who make the difference.
Well, you can tell when in church they bring out the collection plate. B watch her and walk out, put his hand up, and he walks out of the sanctuary when they say it's collection time. So he got back on he got on here and wanted to comment. I could tell that it was collection time. But since the collection plate's over with, B watch, you can get back in the sanctuary and go handle your business. So the next one is this one here, guys. If he does leave, I'm just asking you two. This ain't a Coach Prime. Who would you replace as the defensive coordinator? Who would you get to replace him if he were to leave? If it was you, not Coach Prime.
If it's me, I'm looking for somebody I'm looking for somebody that has a system that has been proven, a proven like system, whether it's on the collegiate level or on the NFL level, but a proven system because that's been something that's been lacking for Colorado since Coach Prime's been there. Like the offense has always hit its peaks and valleys of scoring points, especially when Shador was at the helm. They was 30 plus points a game. Last year they kind of fell off. We saw the fall off there on the offensive side, but the defense has always been a struggle, always. Even that year when Travis and Cameron and Craig and all them boys was there, it was still parts where it was like, well, if the defense just hold on, it don't got to be a shootout every game. So uh I want to see somebody proven, man. If I were to pick a name, I don't know what name to pick, but somebody proven. Give me somebody proven at a collegiate level, somebody that's done it tenfold, uh, and bring a guy in like that. But I don't have a specific name for you.
Yeah, I don't know who to say who out there. I will hope that Coach Prime, they know stuff coming, they know what's going on. I will hope that they already got stuff lined up, with the just in case, or I don't know if they got anybody on staff. I know that they bring the linebacker coach over from Virginia Tech, but I don't know how effective it is because I really didn't pay attention to it. And I heard that, I've heard mixed messages on it, as far as what was done. So I can't say I can vouch for that. I would say somebody like Hilo will get a shot, but I don't know what system he would bring. I just know he's experienced. So they got a bunch of experienced guys. It's not like offense when we had, different guys and he was gonna bring old boy over and he never really was on the staff. So it's like you seem like he's had more offensive guys that could easily fill in. The guy like you had Brett Bartolone, and you had multiple guys who had experience on the staff. I don't really see that with the defense. And maybe that's the problem. It's not a lot of defensive minded people. That is, it's people who played the position like Mathis and Pico. You got people who played the position, but they lack a mindset, a strategy, or a system that stands out. So maybe that's what it is.
Well, my next word, I'm gonna touch on something right now that I think is gonna dictate how successful Colorado is gonna be next year, and that's gonna be, I call him the Golden Boy, and I'm gonna talk about Mr. Juju, and I want to ask you guys because you have a good idea of what needs to happen in order for CU to have a successful year. Because I think it goes through Juju's performance. As Juju goes, I think that's how CU gonna go. So my question is this one here for you two. What's your expectation for the man that I call the Golden Boy with the golden arm, Juju?
Look, I expect him to live up to the hype he came in with. I expect him to live up to the aura that he, came to the campus with. Look, the stories that's been said, how he's always been ahead. He was ahead in youth league. He was ahead in grade school. He was ahead in high school. Heck, he graduated high school. He classified 1 year early to get to college. So my expectations is for him to go out there and ball out. I don't want to play it down and say, well, it's a new offense and it's new players and it's this. No. If you got it, you got it. If you that guy, you that guy. And on all accounts, all we've heard about Julian Lewis is that he's ahead of schedule. Man, he has a lively arm. And this not just from, Coach Prime. I mean, this from NFL players that he's been around in certain camps and things like that. This is from people that vouch for him, credible people that vouch for him in the city, in the Atlanta Metroplex area, in the state of Georgia. Uh, Look, his accolades in high school speak for itself. So my expectation is for him to hit the ground running, like immerse himself in the playbook. He the head of the snake. So if he ain't leading it, if I don't expect high praise from him or high output from him, what would I expect from anybody else? I mean, he the one that got to get the ball. He's a distributor. He got to make sure people align properly and all those things that come with being a quarterback. So my expectation for him is for him to take hold of this offense, hit the ground running, Greg. Be that person with that illustrious background from the high school ranks coming to see you. I mean, didn't they name a sandwich after him up there in Boulder, Colorado? Man, be the sandwich. Be the name
Be
of the
the
sandwich,
sandwich.
man. Be the
Be the
sandwich,
sandwich.
Greg.
That's a good T-shirt. Be the sandwich. I don't know. Juju should be fine. I don't. You know, at the end, G never been a slouch quarterback, so I don't know why he was starting now. You know, I think last year they just screwed themselves over with this whole try to figure out who's who playing three quarterbacks. I think they jacked up all their quarterbacks with that. I don't know what kind of devil jumped in their head to make them do that. Like, just the lack of certainty just killed all their quarterbacks. I mean, all of them looked like they was in La La Land. They all looked like they were just like they all was gone. Like you don't like how you have a leader and the leader don't even know it yet. You expect him to lead your offense, and he looking like I'm the leader, me or him. You know, it's like that lack of certainty. That's not how you want to do. So if this man go into this offseason knowing he's the guy and have the understanding he's going to be the guy, he can prepare like he's the guy. But if you treat him like, you know, I don't know, we'll go to the day before the game, I don't know. Like, come on, man, you don't do nobody like that because they, you know, it's almost like, am I gonna play in the game tomorrow or not? I'll see. Like, you can get your mind right. Some people got to go through rituals and, you know, prepare. It's a mental thing, and you doing that to somebody who's 17. You said a year. You was more than a year. He come out 2 years ahead. Technically, he should be graduating now. He should still be in high school now. He came out his junior year and not his senior. So it's like, yeah, because he came out a half a year. You see what I'm saying? He came out in December. So we said year and a half.
He got there early. Yeah.
Yeah, he missed a whole year of high school football, but he missed like a year and a half, right? And it's like, you're already in a new environment. My biggest concern for him was when he go over there, he got to go through the traditional change of being away from family. I don't know if some of them came with him or how they did that, but being away from family, adjusting to being in a new place, you got to go through all that and how that impact you. You know, new people, new environment at that age, that ain't even got anything to do with football. Being in college versus high school, that ain't even got anything to do with football. There's a lot of other factors you got to consider. Then you got this confusion of, are you going to be the guy or not? Did you make the right decision? You know, and it's like, why you trying to be focused on football? You like, you out there. So you eliminate that for somebody like him, he should be fine. The system that they built for, you know, the go-go should take a lot of pressure off of him. It should make him be more effective because you can't key in on him like that raggedy mess Schumer. Schumer put all his QBs under pressure. They just blitzed the mess out of them. They did it to Shador. They like, forget everybody else because he ain't gonna be able to get the ball to him. Hut Bloom. He running for his life. You don't put no quarterback in that situation. They ain't thinking about your receivers, your running backs, your tight end. They ain't thinking about nothing. They can't do that with a go-go.
Thank you for that feedback. But I want to start with this one here. I have to give thanks, and let me give thanks. I'm going to switch things up a little bit because I should have started the show off by letting the young ladies that came on Tuesday night and let them know the feedback was that Miss Kimberly Nash Williams and Miss RD did an outstanding job. I'm going to give them a standing no because of the fact that the feedback was tremendous. People really liked the show. They thought that they did a fantastic job. Kudos to you young ladies. And hopefully you're going to be back in the near future where you come back and you continue to enlighten. So congrats to you. Great job. Now, let's get back to business here. Now, this is a question I like asking because you two guys understand the importance of leaders. You guys understand that if you don't have a leader that's going to be in front and help lead people to where you need to go, because you're not going to have it where individuals are going to do it. It's not going to happen where everybody's trying to do their own thing. Somebody has to step up and be the leader. I know you're not going to come up with an answer saying, I know this person, blah, blah, blah. But I'm asking you, when you have a team and you're over the Colorado Buffaloes and it's your team, I'm talking about you're a coach now, who would you want to be the leader of your team? And I'll start with you, JR. And why?
Look, I'm looking at Juju. Look, you took that picture with Shador. Them keys was dangling like that. You had your hand like that. You were sitting in that crown, the king's chair. And we passing up. I'm looking at Juju. I mean, I wouldn't be looking at nobody. I'm looking at Juju. Look, you may not have a boisterous personality. You may not be a rah-rah guy. Look, I don't need you to do that. But I need you to be time on task. I need you to interject when you see there's a moment for you to interject. You ain't just gotta come, hey, everybody listen, da, da, da. No, you can be a quiet leader. Your presence can speak for itself. The way you prepare, the way you go about your workouts, the way you on time to meetings, the way you do your due diligence. I saw a small clip. It was him and I believe maybe it was Cam Perry. I mean, they all got the dread heads now, so they all kind of look the same. But you could tell they had a notebook and they was out there discussing something. Maybe it was about formations or something related to the offensive scheme or something like that. But those are the things I want to see. Extra throwing sessions after practice, things like that they're already starting to do. He don't have to be rah-rah. But when the opportunity presents itself, if he got to check somebody, dog, check him. Hey, quiet. Hey, listen up. Whatever needs to be said. And then you just go back to being that quiet professional that you present yourself to be. But I'm obviously looking at the quarterback, dog. I'm looking at the quarterback to put a lot of weight on his shoulders, man, because I think the young man can handle it if given the opportunity, right? That opportunity did not present itself last year. Greg just mentioned the misuse of the quarterback room last year and the way they just juggled everybody around. There was no opportunity for him to do that. But this year, look, you know the lay of the land. You done been there. You done had your homesickness. You done overcame that. Look, you know who gonna braid your hair every Friday after practice. You know where to go get the good wings at. You know where the girls at. You know the lay of the land now. So you comfortable enough to go up in that locker room and tell somebody, hey, shut up and get in line, get in place, Greg. That's all I'm saying. He comfortable enough. If I'm picking somebody, it's Juju, Greg.
Ah, boy, you don't want to know what I thought you was about to say.
I knew I
I
would go
know they
too
heard
left.
the track, but I'm like, boy, it's like, oh, you said nowhere to get the good wings. I about say, boy, you know, they count Colorado, they got that other stuff going on. I thought,
Nah, man. Hopefully he ain't
yeah,
up there
like, not Juju, because he got to be focused at quarterback. But my thing is, he ain't gonna be the vocal leader like that. I'm gonna tell you how. Somebody, the gangster gonna have to be somebody. The bully gonna have to be the bully. It may have to come from the defensive side of the ball. One of them linebackers, defense linemen, gonna have to be the bully. Somebody who gonna have to just go fight people because they late them. You know, somebody crazy. So they gotta have that crazy guy on the team. You know, I remember I was on the team. We had a big old Ray Lewis looking dude. You know what I'm saying? Gold teeth from Florida. He just, you know, we was in line as a freshman. and we was going to I don't know, weigh in or whatever we was doing. I don't know what we was doing. We was standing in line, grown men. It was orderly, like, cause so it was it's a winning program, so it was orderly. And one of the little freshmen said something. He was out of place. Like, get in the back of the line. He said, "What I look like?" He said, "I'm 6'2". Before he got to his weight, he beat him from the front of the line to the back of the line. Boom, 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 boom. No words. That's what you need. Somebody who just crazy to run the team. It ain't even vocal. He just crazy. He'll fight everybody. Fight every practice. Fight every locker room. Everybody know they crazy. You get you a few of them on the team. And Juju Juju will be effective because Juju, everybody come along and the enforcer will be there to help enforce it. Like Suge Knight. Hey, come on, let's go practice. And then they look at the enforcer and say, all right, it's like a bodyguard. He need that. Maybe one of the offensive linemen, but Juju definitely be the one that rallied them to let's go review the plays together. Let's go watch film together. Let's work out together. Let's hang out together. And he can be Michael Jackson voice all he want with that. But, even Michael Jackson had some good top flight security. So you need to have, a crazy, how Benson used to act like he wanted to be. You need to have one of them linemen that run with him, carry his box like Shador come in, and they carry his doggone jury box or whatever they would carry when they carry stuff in. He need that type of support. So if that'll help balance him out, because I don't really see him being that guy. I don't think he's ever gonna be that aggressive guy. He might speak up, but he ain't gonna check nobody. Somebody else gonna have to be like, y'all heard Juju. You need that kind of dude. So that's what I see out of it. But definitely it'd be a duo.
Well, since this here is the People Show, I saw somebody in the chat and they asked an interesting question. And I like if the people got questions and the people want to address an issue or concern that they have, since it's the People Show and it's the people in the chat that make things happen, I don't want you to ever think that we're going to ignore you. You had a person in there, they asked the question, does Juju fit the go-go? And I will tell all of the people in the chat this here. You need to go back and do a little research. I went back and I reviewed a Marion's video, and I think it was about 5 years ago. And what Marion did, he did 3 different quarterbacks in the NFL. And he put those 3 quarterbacks in the go-go, and he put Lamar Jackson was one of them, and I think a quarterback for Cleveland was one. It might have been Baker Mayfield at the time. And then he had another quarterback for Miami. And he had each one of them, and one of them was Lamar's the running quarterback. You had another one wasn't a running quarterback, and then you had another guy who was wasn't mobile either. And what he did was this one here. He went through each one of them with the NFL players that they had on their team, and he went through and he designed plays for each different quarterback on how he would use them in a go-go. And it was interesting. I enjoyed that video. And that video showed me was this here. It doesn't have to be a running quarterback. It could be a quarterback that sits in the pocket. It could be a quarterback that has a little mobility and has that arm. But what he does is this one here. He tailors his offense to the quarterback he has. And because his offense is so versatile and to the point where if you got speed receivers like he has, oh, you're in trouble. You are in when I say trouble, you are in trouble because the defense has to make a decision. Are you coming up to stop the run, or are you going to be back and drop back like they were trying to do Juju in that one game where they were dropping 7, 8 back? You're not going to be able to do that no more. It's going to be impossible to drop 7 people back because if you do, they're going to kill you on that RPO, like running with you have a blocker with the running back coming first, and then you have a tight end on that end. They're going to kill you. So I'm going to ask you guys, because it's not about me, but I will tell the people, go back and do research because Marion has so many tapes out there that he's explaining. And it's one that he did 5 years ago where he has NFL quarterbacks that he put up there and he ran those offenses and he got on the board and he did each one. And I'm telling you, you're going to be like, okay, I see where he's going with this one. But I'm going to go with you, JR. Does Juju fit the go-go?
By definition, from Brendan Marion, he does. Brendan Marion said himself, look, as long as the quarterback is knowledgeable enough to distribute the ball, that's it. That's all I need. obviously ultra athleticism, right, is a plus, right? But it's not needed. Per the offensive coordinator, per the creator of this offense. I mean, even if you go back, if you look at just as recent as Sacramento State last year, look, the quarterback that they had last year wasn't a dual threat guy. Jaden Rashada, not a dual threat guy. The guy behind him wasn't a dual threat guy. Uh, and they started off. I watched like the first 3 games of Sacramento State, and they started off pass heavy. But the problem was Rashada wasn't accurate with the ball. He wasn't decisive with what he was seeing in front of him. So that kind of hindered the offense. So what he did was he was just like, all right, well, I'm going to put the other guy in. The other guy, same way, wasn't decisive, wasn't accurate with the ball. So he was like, well, we just going to run it. We're just going to run the ball. Because if you look at the receivers last year for Sacramento State, it was only one getting off. One receiver getting off. That one receiver that was getting off, he in Colorado. He like, hey, you coming with me, dog. All the rest of y'all, good luck to y'all. You know, I wish y'all will. Y'all need something, hit your boy for a reference. It is what it is. But the people he wanted to come with him to Colorado, he made sure, I want these two, I want y'all 2 running backs and this receiver. Because you know how to get off the line and stuff like that. You understand? But them quarterbacks last year, they were not accurate. So what Juju needs to be is accurate, decisive with the ball. He need to understand what he see in front of him and go with the ball. And what I would say, just from seeing Juju early in Pat Shermer's offense last year, he understood where he needed to go with the ball. He understood. Case in point, it could be a whole different narrative if Quanell Farrakhan X catch that slant pass against, who was it, Delaware? Right? When they went, it'd be a whole different narrative. Juju saw what he needed to do. He threw the ball. A young freshman jumped up for the ball. He missed it. That's it. If Quanell catch that ball and they keep driving down the field, we might not even hear from Martin Luther King star. You may not hear. It may be, well, just let Juju ride it out the rest of the year kind of thing. Or at least the rest of that game, see what he got, see what he made of. But look, per Brendan Marion, he said, I just need somebody that understands what they see in front of them, how to distribute the ball, and he good to go. He can take care of the rest. That's what he said, Greg.
Yeah, I think Colorado needs to start thinking outside of the box. If they can treat Shador like they did at the pro level, and we've seen it at the pro level with other quarterbacks, and we've seen other people do it to us where they put tight ends at quarterback, and they run in a wildcat and all of that. Colorado can do that. I mean, they got a freshman, not a true freshman, but a redshirt freshman quarterback who he's not necessarily a runner. You want to preserve him. It's time to start looking at. It's one thing they never did, and I never liked. Like when they had Bit Taylor, who's now a tight end. I feel like he should have always been a tight end. I think they had Brewer there at that time. He should have been smart enough to convert that boy to tight end. Him and Wade could have been good tight ends because and Wade was athletic and strong and trying to be a quarterback. Like they should have both been. They should have converted both of them, used them, and even in some of those wildcat type packages, take Shador out and let them, get the first down. They big, they strong. So I think somebody like Ponder, for example, you got Ponder there. You need to use Ponder in some of those packages. Pull Juju out, put Ponder in, let him take some of that pounding. It's nothing against the law for you to just only use Juju. Use some of the other quarterbacks packages like other schools do, like Georgia Tech has done. They run certain packages. Even when North Dakota came down here that year, and they had the big quarterback and the fast little quarterback, and they had that big Tebow looking quarterback, and they use them interchangeably. Everybody know who the original quarterback was. And they go national championship. They went to the national championship that year and the year before that, I believe. So it's like use your different quarterbacks. Don't just be talking about, oh, he got this, but Juju don't. Well, use him. Use him. It'll preserve your quarterback. It'll keep people happy. But use what you got. Don't sit up there and act like this got to be the only way he can play is Juju and the other guy get hurt. Put some packages in there. Juju, get some Gatorade, talk to him, let Ponder run a couple plays, put Juju every now and then just, mix it up. So I think those are the things you can do with it. But Juju, they can build stuff around Juju. I mean, because you got 2 running backs in the backfield, you got receivers, and it ain't got to be all run. And Juju will run the ball. He's shown he will run, and that will make him even more dangerous because you don't know when he's going to run. See, sometimes the quarterback, they expecting you to run, you're not as dangerous. They got spies and stuff waiting for you. But when they don't think, that will make sure do affect this at times. When he ran. Because they just really, I can't believe he just ran 30 yards. Oh, he running. He got feet. Yeah. I say run should do a run. And I think Juju can be just like that, where when he run, and we got to watch him, but we can't really put a spy on him like that because he ain't running like that, but we don't know when he going to run type of thing. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell people this one here. If we're concerned about Juju getting hit, the way in Shermer's offense, man, they was pulling his hair out. So I'm like, they're pulling the man hair out. So I tell folks, I'm not concerned about him taking hits because if Juju plays the go-go the way he's supposed to, he shouldn't be getting hit because he should be putting that ball in them running back's belly, or he should pull it and hit those receivers. So I'm looking at him, and then when he does run, he need to get down. Why are you trying to play tough? Slide. Do what Avery does. Avery Johnson don't take a lot of hits. Avery Johnson slides. He is getting on the ground and he's running for out of bounds, which is the smart thing to do. You just want to keep the chains moving. So I look for great things. Greg, you brought up something that was, JR, you brought up something that was important when you said receivers. Mr. Farrakhan. And I love me some Farrakhan because he was mature. I think he's the type of receiver you definitely need in a room to have impact and to keep a room together, because I think his maturity is it might not be this year, but I really think keeping people like him in a receiving room is going to be important. And people are like, well, why are you thinking this, Steve? Because this is the question. They got some young talent in that receiving room. I mean, some great talent. JR, Greg said it. You're running the receiver room. Explain to me how you would use the receivers if you were the offensive coordinators, because the reason I'm asking, if you don't use them correctly, what happens next year? Kick us off with it, JR.
Look, for me, if you asking me how many receivers, look, man, I'm four deep, and that's it, man. If you don't crack the 4 deep, hey, look, somebody get hurt, you better be ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would go. 4 deep. That's it. All of this, 8 receivers deep, and I know you want everybody to eat, but you're gonna have your chance to eat during fall camp. So you better show what you can do in fall camp so you can be a part of the 4 deep. So, because to me, I think going like 2 deep into the wide receiver room, trying to make sure everybody get on the field and everybody get touches and stuff like that, it doesn't serve anybody well. Know your position, know your role, keep working, kind of thing. And I get it. I know you got to play as many people as possible, right? Because next year they can hit the transfer portal. Well, people can play all year and still hit the transfer portal on Marion Miller. So what is it? You know what I'm saying? What is it if you put everybody on the field and then everybody leave anyway? So if it's me, I'm 4 deep. If you make the 4 deep rotation, that's great. If not, if you're pouting on the sideline and everything like that, we know football is it's a when you get hurt type of sport. So when the person in front of you get hurt, you get on the field, it's your job to make sure the person don't get back on the field that was in front of you. So I'm talking about 4 deep receiver, that's it, man.
I mean, technically, I think everybody's that's accurate. I think it'd be more like 5 rotationally, just like you have with defensive line or whatever. But I think it's 8 when it comes to being ready from injuries, because we have not had a year where injuries didn't hit. Matter of fact, we had 1 year where 3 receivers went down in 1 game, and it almost was too much. And I think you just brought in 3 3-ish receivers. As far as big time receivers, you brought in
Yeah.
Scudero, you brought in Perry, you brought in Moore, right? As far as guys who really gonna play. That's 3 right there. You already had JoJo. You already had, I don't know what Farrakhan gonna do, but you already have him, right? And so that's 5. You already had Williams. He's recovering. That's what, 6. You still got Q6. So I think that's a good number right there, because realistically, hamstrings do happen some point in the season. It may not happen in the first quarter, but it's something about that halfway point, a little past the halfway point, where people start dropping like flies. They be walking around in boots and stuff. Like, what happened? Everybody got boots on, like it's a fashion statement. So you got boots, you got hamstrings, you got ankles, you got performance, maybe not blocking. You got to have a lot of receivers. You almost feel that way with running back room too. I remember that spring, we had all the running backs was hurt. You had to put Hodge back there. So you got to make sure you got depth, because depth is unnecessary until it's necessary. Like, oh, we got 5 running backs until 4 of them get hurt, and we're gonna pull somebody from tight end. So it's like, you just don't know, man. I mean, last year we saw 2 running backs get hurt early in the season and never return. They were boots the whole season, and then you thought the room you thought was crowded, it went to not crowded, and and you had only Welch. You didn't have that diversity. You had to bring Cal Michael back there, and Draylon and stuff like that. People who wasn't necessarily training as running back, because you needed that depth and all of that, and you need that diversity. And I've seen that in the linebacker room. So sometimes it look like you got it going on, but you don't really have it going on, because you don't know what's going to happen. And they need to mix it up. They said they're going to make it a 5th quarter type game where they're going to be, high tempo. They got to keep fresh bodies on the field. So, because you're going to be blocking, you're going to get tired, you're going to pull you out, put somebody else in, let you get a breath or two, because you're going to have to be ready to run some routes. And I need you to run your routes at full speed. I don't need you jogging, and because you're tired, because it's your offense. So, that's how I look at it.
Well, I like that. Thank you for the feedback, both gentlemen. But I'm going to throw a little 2 cents on this one here. And I'll put it this way. Your performance dictates who get on the field. If that's 2 people, it's just 2 people. Because if you're not reading, if you're not studying, you don't know your assignment and alignment, you can't play. I don't care how mad you get. Your performance and practice determines what you're going to be doing in a game and if you're going to be seeing the game. I'm one of those people who really believe I'm not going to have a kid out here every practice wearing people out and that person don't get on the field. It don't work like that for me. If that person does what they supposed to and understand what they supposed to, and the light ain't too big for them, they're playing. And when they get on that field, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, next man up. So what I don't want is this here. I don't want it like because I'll give you an example like Greg did. Shedeur and them had a game against Kansas or Kansas State. They lost 4 receivers in that game. They were 4 receivers down, and then your boy Shepard hurt his ankle, and they had to keep him in the game, in which was critical time if they'd had someone else that they believed in to put in for those plays, and that cost them that game. So all I'm telling people is this one here. You have to have people believing that, hey, when they do the right thing, they're getting on the field. What I don't want to see is this one here, because you got a freshman that's coming in. If it's not McDonald's or whoever that receiver they got a freshman that's a bad boy too that's coming in. I don't ever want people to think, oh, I'm not going to see the field. That should never be the case. If you do what you're supposed to see the field. Again, you got Mathis. Mathis supposed to be on that field this year. I don't care what nobody, possession receiver like that, he's supposed to be on that field. His performance should dictate that. And that's just the way I look at it. I just wanted to throw that in there with you guys. But I got something for you. Hey, JR and Greg, you guys are over the NCAA. And I want y'all to put y'all hats on, because this is wild right here. This wild work. This wild work here. How would y'all fix this here eligibility issue that the football is having right now? Because we got a monster that's coming. And hell, we don't know. How can you fix it, guys? Educate me.
They, man, they playing with these young men livelihood out here, man. You're eligible, you're ineligible. You got eligibility left? Oh, no, you don't. Like the NCAA just making it up year by year at this point, man. It just it's a shame, man. Now I got my own thought process about what they're doing because a lot of people calling now, man, the NCAA needs to do something about this, man. It's getting out of control. Kids is transferring whenever they want. The players staying into that 26 Indiana team was all milkmen with 5, 6 babies and stuff like that. Like it's getting out of hand, man.
Yeah.
And I think the NCAA just rubbing their hands like, this
Yeah,
what
yeah,
y'all
bro.
wanted. Be wise, that's what they want. Look, that's what they wanted, man. Us as fans, that's what we wanted.
Hey,
Look,
he
and
acting like
coaches,
Greg tonight. Greg, chilling. You doing
every
Greg road. Steve, what you got going
everybody
on?
said it, man.
Greg acting
Everybody
like me.
said
JR
it.
acting like Greg.
Oh, look, man, get back in the Bible, man.
Hey, Churcho, bro. You in your bag, though, bro. Go ahead.
You know, that's what happened. They put you at the bottom, B Watch. They put him at the bottom. JR bagged out, so he
Oh,
was
that
at
what
the
it
top,
is.
and he moved to the bottom.
You two throw him at the bottom. He taking your road, bro.
Yeah,
You
that's
got you
right.
gotta have the corn. You gotta have the corn when you have the 2 top spots. When you at the
Steve know how to
bottom.
pull y'all out, boy. Steve said, boy.
Going out.
Steve
But
asked, Steve said, who y'all want to put at that defensive coordinator coach? Man, you know you supposed to say it, Coach Hart, boy. Bye, man.
I ain't saying it, but hey, shout out to him though. But yeah, man, look, the NCAA, man, they all over the place, man. And like I said, as fans, we clamored for it. Look, coaches can leave whenever they want. Why can't the young men leave whenever they want? Okay, so now we got that. Look, the young men deserve to be paid. They had a whole O'Bannon lawsuit against it. All right, now you're getting NIL. Now it's Wild Wild West. Now you got coaches snitching on GMs and other universities saying it's tampering. They hitting up my players in class. They doing this. It's all kind of stuff, man. So I think the NCAA just kind of sitting back, rubbing their hands together like this what y'all wanted. Now the NCAA waiting for the governing bodies of these specific conferences to come back crawling, begging, saying NCAA is getting out of hand. Y'all need to put something together. We need more structure. Because now it's just a bidding war. It's literally a bidding war. I heard this week somebody saying Jordan Seaton went for $8.5 million. Now it could just been fluff, but the fact that somebody saying, "Well, that's the report I'm getting it, $8.5 million," it's just a bidding war now. It's a bidding war. So the NCAA, if I'm a part of the NCAA governing body, I'm taking diligent notes. I'm listening to all the concerns from the conference commissioners, because when they come out, the commissioners say stuff. When they go to media week and stuff like that, they'll say stuff. I'm listening to all the sound bites of the coaches talking about tampering and these players asking for this much money, and I'm just taking notes. And I'm putting it all together. I'll just throw it all in Chat GPT. How do you fix NCAA eligibility and tampering and NIL and let Chat GPT just brrr, and then I'll publish it. Here y'all go. This is what y'all been asking for. Y'all asking for order to be restored. We restoring order. I think that's what the NCAA doing, man. I think they're being calculated at this point. They taking their time. They gathering the information. Because if they tell a young man, no, you in court with Diego Pavia. Nah, man, that JUCO rule, the fine print say this. You start getting these bureaucrats in it and these lawyers in it, they going through these contracts fine-tooth comb, hitting the NCAA over the head. So the NCAA just waiting. They're just waiting it all out. Then they're going to come. They're going to deliver a document and say, this is the new document. Everybody need to adhere to this standard and keep it moving. Because if not, I mean, you're going to have a $10 million one-year quarterback in college football before it's all said and done. That might be in the next 2-3 years.
I don't know. I know that we went from Tyler Brown to question his whole life. you know, just trying to go from Jackson State with his coach. And now everybody can change teams like draws. Maybe we can blame Tyler Brown because you know it just been hell since then. It just the floodgates opened up. I don't know what happened with that, but just think about it. That's what it happened.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on with it. Close it out, bro.
That's what happened. Tyler called it the Tyler Brown effect because ever since then, everybody can leave when they want. They leave 2-3 times in a year. They had to shut them other portals down because now you gonna went to 3 schools in 1 year.
Talk, sir. Talk, sir.
You ain't went to no class.
Talk, sir. Come on with it, Greg.
No
Close
class.
it out.
You flunking out. Now you ineligible because you flunking out because you don't went to 3 schools and all your credits lost. Credits don't at that school. Your papers, you know, everything is messed up. So they can't even put you in class. You only know what class you're going to. You forgot. You remember that? You remember that commercial? They thank you, New York. You only know what school you at. Coach Brown mad you wearing the wrong uniform, the wrong team. You forgot you was at Colorado because you think you're Arizona State. You was at Arizona State just last week. It's like, golly. In a few more months, you gonna be in Cincinnati. So it's like that's like, you know, confusing. But I'm gonna say this: how you deal with it is you just do contracts. Since y'all want to be in the NFL, do contracts. Just go ahead and say, hey, I give you this money. You owe me 2 years. And if I give you a bunch of money like Jordan Seaton, you here for 4. Can't give you no $8 million for 1 year now. I give you $8 million. It's about like them when you get this quarterback. This is a 10-year contract for $400 million. They lock your butt in when they give you them big old contracts. They ain't give you no big old contract. You get a little $4 million, $8 million contract for them 1 year. So how you getting these big NILs? How they dumb enough to let that happen? If I go get you this money, you mine. Just like any other career. Or else take the little bitty basic NIL that allow you to move around. They almost gonna have the bronze, the silver, and the gold package of NIL, right? Once you get the gold platinum package, platinum, they know you're gonna have a tombstone at that school. They're gonna have a statue on that before you leave. They get you the platinum package. You want the bronze package, we give you about 100,000, 75,000, but you can leave when you want.
Middle of the season.
Bronze package. You need to have the packages. Don't steal my ideas in NCAA, and then you know they come out there. Boy, we got this bronze package where you know they'll stole it from little old me, because that's the only way you're gonna do it. You know, lock them in. That's what they do in the NFL. Lock you in with the high package. You know, in the low package, you can move around. It's like working 1099. You know, you 1099 we not guaranteed. You eat what you kill. You eat what you kill. That's what they go. You know, if you want to go to LSU next year, that's fine, because we only gave you 75,000. You know, maybe they'll give you 100, but they gonna give you the bronze package they got. They may give you 25,000 more, but they gonna give you their bronze package because you're gonna be one of them guys like Dylan Gabriel who don't went to 3-4 schools. Every year you get a new package, a new school. That's what I say.
Well, I like it because the young men now, they got a lot of nice outfits, because you're going to have 5 different teams. You have 6. You have your JUCO for 2 years, and then you have 4 or 5 years of colleges. So you have like 6 different outfits to wear. So you got the whole week taken care of. When it deals with the NCAA, I'll tell people like this here: y'all better chase the money. Just like BD said, BD Hall, if I'm not mistaken, it's about that money, man. They are not going to. They don't want those young men. They'll let them raise as much hell as they want to. Y'all can get them peanuts all you want to. They don't want them to touch that revenue money that they get from them TVs and stuff like that. Y'all getting peanuts. They get the big money, and they don't want you to touch that money. That's why they're not saying. That's the only reason they're not saying anything. Because if it was about doing right, they could have had this fixed a long time ago. They know if they go in there and they try to fix something, then the young men gonna be like, well, we're gonna unionize. And now when we unionize, now the union gonna come and say, well, we need to look at this other money y'all making, because y'all making too much money for us doing all this slave work, and you guys are the only ones getting paid. So all I'm telling you is this one there. Thank you, young lady. It's you. You're the one with that knowledge. It's all about the money. I tell people all the time, and Greg, I listen to you when you're talking, when you're doing your shows. Follow the money. Follow the money. That's why women ain't hearing that nonsense. Men be on there just talking sometimes. The women be listening to you like, where the money at? First thing they gonna say, where the money at? Because they know where your money at is where you at. So they know that's where your heart is at. Because you like B Watch right now, when they asked for the collection plate, B Watch heart was, I'm going back and check on my show. So he left out of there. See, that's where the heart was at, but the collection plate was inside. But that's something different. We'll leave it as that. So I'll just put it to you this way. Young men, I want y'all to close this show out, because I'm not going to pull the B Watch. B Watch want the special edition. He'll have you here. He'll have you on the late show. We're not going to do that. So what we're going to do, JR, close us out with some good words, some wisdom, and then we're going to get with you, Greg, to shut the show down. Young men, it's your show. Make it do what it do.
Look, man, hey, a lot of crazy stuff happening, man. A lot of crazy stuff happening. But I expect to see some good things with CU overall, man. I expect to see some good things. So it'll be interesting to see how it all gel together. Look, if Robert Livingston get hired as the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, look, that'd be crazy. You know, it'll be even crazier if he leave and go to the Cowboys to be the safeties coach. That'll blow everybody's mind. Everybody be like, wait a minute now, you left a defensive coordinator to go back to the NFL, be a safety coach. That'll blow everybody's mind. But look, if he get that job, he get that job. It is what it is. I don't expect him to get the job, but it'll be interesting to see how Colorado put it back together, man, with the way they went about acquiring talent this year. It'll be interesting to see. And we need to just go ahead and fast forward to September now, Greg. All the running in shorts and stuff like that, that's cool. Man, just go ahead and fast forward to September 5th. We all at Georgia Tech. We in Atlanta. We done came back from getting some hot wings from up the street. And then we up there,
them hot wings today, boy. You want some hot wings?
B Watch said he gonna have us at the 50-yard line, so we all be lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
B Watch is you from Georgia? Where you at?
What's up, Greg?
Are you from Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because you got this man keep to my hot wings. But if he come to Georgia Tech, if he come to
Steve got
Georgia
it
Tech,
messed up. That was Steve said they going to that, strip thing. That's why.
they going to JR. Them kind of hot wings.
Yeah, them wings. That's what they talking about.
Oh, this what I'm saying. Let me test you out, B Watts. You going to the Georgia Tech game? Where do we go to eat? Tell the chat where we go to eat.
What the name of the play? I forgot the name of the play now. The famous place.
Your Atlanta-ness.
The famous place.
Yeah, come on.
And is that the tip of my tongue?
Then you know they don't know about it. The varsity.
The varsity. Where the hot dogs at? Yeah.
Varsity. See,
everybody go to the varsity.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Y'all don't. You right across the street. You gotta hit the varsity before the game. Everybody and mom gonna be there. We're gonna get a hot dog, a hamburger,
onion rings,
and some onion rings and some fries. You know
Look at Steve. Steve said
they don't have they don't have the bunnies. They don't have the ones that they don't have people that clap. They don't have no clappers. Clap on and clap off.
It's gonna be a long line, but the line gonna move. If you come in Atlanta, you gotta go to the varsity. That's all I'm saying. He keeps my these hot wings. Anyway, you finish up.
Nah, I'm done. All right, take me to varsity. We'll be there.
Yeah. The varsity. You in Atlanta and you right there. You gotta go to the varsity. That's what matter of fact. That's the meetup spot at the varsity.
Yeah.
You gotta get you about 4-5 things. You can't just be cute. I'm gonna get a hot dog. You gotta get you some fries, some onion rings, and all of it good. And you only
look at Steve said ain't no buddies in there. I don't know Wayne.
I'm paying for somebody's education. I'm doing the United Negro League education. I gotta pay for education.
Over there.
He said he wants them lemon pepper steppers.
Hey, I need them lemon pepper steppers.
Yeah. I'll be wild
He a
then.
few streets over. He talking about that. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it like this.
Steve got his messed up. What?
He
That
think
joke been
that's
hot.
what Atlanta. He think that's what Atlanta all about. He been listening to them rappers. He think that's what's going on.
No,
in Atlanta.
I don't care about. But man, I don't care. I don't do what people do. I'm going to eat my wings. It ain't got nothing to do with them. If I want to get me some lemon pepper wings, that's what I'm gonna do. Ain't got nothing to do with people.
You know,
I like looking
they
at.
have J.R. Cricket across from the varsity. I think it's still open.
Hey,
One of the
I need people to clap. Clap
But
on,
it's
clap off.
hey man.
Hey,
I
y'all
told-
crazy as
I
hell,
told
man.
you, Greg.
I didn't know.
I tried
didn't
to.
know.
He been hollering
Is
wings
he
ever
going,
since he been
by
out there.
himself? Who going with him?
I'm a grown man. What I need somebody to go for?
I know J.R. ain't going. Ain't B. Watts going? I don't know.
We
The
all
big
going.
man, B. Watts
Hey,
can't go
I'm
number
going
church.
I'm following the
B.
leader.
B. Watts gonna have somebody right beside him. He ain't going nowhere.
No, I'm
He
coming
gonna
by
be the
myself.
first one.
No, I'm coming by myself.
Steve. No, Steve. I can't go there. Anime say I can't go. And the girls, my girls, they told me they need me to take them somewhere. Say, B. Watts, I said, man, you can stay here. But when I finish with these wings, I don't want to hear you tell me, oh, I ain't videotaping nothing. We don't do that. We go and we leave. So I'm gonna eat some wings.
B. Watts gonna be trying to go get with Coach Hart or somebody. You know, Coach Hart told me he want to meet me at the
Greg, you hell, man.
team hotel. So give me,
We didn't bring Coach Hart. We didn't bring Coach Hart up the whole time.
That's
And
Greg hell, man.
He gonna get an exclusive interview for Coach Hart at the team hotel at the Renaissance.
You hell, man.
Y'all here, boy.
Man,
Y'all
I
here.
got an interview.
let's close
with
this
Coach
show.
Hart.
Coach Hart watching us. Let's close this show, man. We don't want Coach Hart to close
All right,
it
let me
down.
go. Okay, I'm gonna say this because I plan on saying this. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna be the one since y'all all here. I said on my show. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna timestamp it. Colorado will be a better team this year. All right. You know, they just. I know people like B. Watts. They feeling hurt. They kind of tender from last year and the last few years, really. But they got real linebackers this year, JR. We got some real linebackers, not fake ones. We got some DBs that actually can cover. They at least got two. They at least got two DBs that can cover. And they got go-go offense that's going to be lethal. So I just can't see them only winning 3-4 games this year.
What about them night games?
It just can't
With that
happen.
go working that night game, they gonna have 6 on with it, like they did last year.
That night, they're gonna get them. They're gonna get about 8 night games. But
that
I think
go gonna work at night.
When you think about go-go, when you think about go at night.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
Steve
dude.
trying to go to the go room.
Uncle Steve
Right?
know about the go up there in DMV.
Hey, it's the go-go, but I want the boom room. Y'all Miss Ring My Bell. I know you telling me about the deli, American Deli, but they don't have a boom room. I need a boom room. Because if you ain't got no boom room, I don't want the wings. I want to go in there. I want to see Satch. I want to see Satch playing that sax.
That's at the Purple Onion. He trying to get to the Purple Onion.
I don't know about I was talking about the go, and he only turned
Y'all
They trying to get to that. They trying to get to the wings at that Purple Onion, bro. They ain't
I never heard no Purple Onions. That must be something else. You talking about now?
You heard what JR opening statement about the wings.
But the Purple Onion, I ain't heard that about no Purple Onion. I don't know.
I'm a wing
That way he said the wings.
I'm a wing connoisseur, baby.
Hey, you can't tell me about them wings. I got to try them. I got to see the wings leave your mouth watering when you finish eating them wings. That's all I need to know. Man, get me a drink. That's all.
Go to Hooters. Can't you just go one Hooters?
Hooters.
Man, come on, man.
Man.
Don't nobody want to see that. Man, don't want to see no pep rally. Don't nobody see no pep rally, man. I can see that to see you cheerleader, man. No, dog. I want the real thing. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing. If it ain't real, I don't want no fake. I want the real. I want the boom boom room. I
That's
want to
where it is.
bounce.
The onion.
I
They
want
gonna
to drop. I
bounce
want to bounce.
to the
Drop.
ounce.
Oh no! Where this come from,
Bounce
Jr.? He said he was quiet. Now he don't did this.
to
Put
the
him at the
ounce.
bottom. Jr. Put him at the bottom. Put him at the bottom.
JR signed him up. I want the wings.
Man, I'm gone, man. Y'all
Ding.
ain't all right.
Hey,
Nigga, his wise on You heard
y'all
it.
have a good night.
Ding, you heard that woman voice. Hi, JR. Hi,
I'm out.
JR.
He ain't gonna get the lead.